Good morning, student. Today's my video lesson is on solution, part 4, and subtopic is azeotrophs and colligative properties. So first of all, we see the remaining part of part 3 as we are discussing about non-ideal solution, and case 1 is already discussed. And second case we are discussing number 2, if AB interaction is less than AA interaction and BB interaction, where A stand for solvent and B stand for solute, right? So in this case, definitely there is interaction between solute and solvent decreases, or you can say the bond between A and B, that means solute and solvent, becomes weaker. So as the bond becomes weaker in between solute molecule and solvent molecule, then vapor pressure increases, and in this situation it shows positive deviation from Raoult's law. So a student, what is the effect on delta H, change in enthalpy after mixing solute and solvent? Delta H, this is equal to, it's a bond become weaker, that means a type of breaking of bond, so in this some amount of energy is absorbed. So definitely in case of absorption, delta H is positive. And what is the effect of change in volume? If bond becomes weaker, then definitely the bond length becomes larger and volume increases. So final volume minus initial volume, this is positive. So friends, always you remember, in case of positive deviation, delta H is also positive and delta V is also positive. Now put some examples of that. First one is the binary solution that shows negative deviation. The mixture of acetone and chloroform, it shows negative deviation from Raoult's law. So actually what happens in that, if you write the structure of acetone, C double bond O CH3, so it's a polar compound, delta minus and delta plus is there due to electronegativity of oxygen. So in acetone molecule, you think only dipole interaction is there in between molecules of acetone. And if we write here chloroform, so CH, Cl and Cl, this is chloroform. In chloroform there is dipole interaction, this is delta minus and delta plus is there, right? So in this situation, there is dipole interaction in chloroform, but after mixing acetone and chloroform, a new interaction, that is interaction between oxygen and hydrogen bond is formed, and definitely hydrogen bond is stronger than dipole interaction. So you can say AB interaction is greater than AA and BB interaction, and this situation it gives or it shows negative deviation. So friends, it depends on interaction between solute and solvent. If it is stronger, then it gives negative deviation. If it is weaker, then it gives negative deviation. So in case of negative deviation, this is the common example, you know. And second, positive deviation, you know, mixture of water and alcohol. Water and alcohol, it shows positive deviation. Friends, you know, in water there is hydrogen bonding and in alcohol there is hydrogen bonding. But after mixing water and alcohol, some of the hydrogen bond breaks, and so interaction between H2O and alcohol decreases, and it shows positive deviation. It also depends on interaction between H2O and alcohol. So I think you should remember some examples related to positive and negative deviation. Now we will see a very interesting mixture. This is azeotrophs. 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 Actually, it is binary mixture. Binary mixture whose composition is same in liquid phase as well as in vapor phase, right? So you know, binary mixture means a solution having two components whose composition is same in liquid phase and vapor phase. As for example, we put here 95% aqueous alcohol. This is also called rectified spirit. And it is azeotrophs. Actually, its composition in liquid phase is 95% alcohol and 5% water. If you heat it, if you supply heat, then definitely it becomes in vapor phase. So in vapor phase, the composition is same, 95% alcohol and 5% H2O. So such type of mixture is called azeotrophs. And one more thing is notable, then it cannot be separated by fractional distillation because boiling point is same. So in another way, azeotrophs may be defined as a binary mixture that boils constantly. That means both having same boiling point, right? Now azeotrophs is of two types. So we write here types of azeotrophs. Number one, minimum boiling azeotrophs. Actually, in this azeotrophs, minimum boiling means boiling point is lower. So definitely a student, you think a solution that shows positive deviation from Raoult's law, that is minimum boiling azeotrophs. So negative deviation means definitely that having more vapor pressure, and vapor pressure is more, then boiling point is less. As you know, boiling point is that when vapor pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure, if vapor pressure is already more, so it requires less amount of heat to reach its vapor pressure up to atmospheric pressure. So always remember कि vapor pressure is more, then boiling point is less. So minimum boiling azeotrops is that shows positive deviation from Raoult's law. So you can put example of alcohol and water, as I have told you, 95% alcohol and 5% water. This is called rectified spirit. Number 2, maximum boiling azeotrops. So you can guess that shows negative deviation. Negative deviation from Raoult's law, right? So you can put example, 68% aqueous solution of HNO3. In this there is hydrogen bond formed between water and nitric acid, and it shows negative deviation, and you can't increase the concentration more than 68% because it is azeotrops. So a student, I think you know well. Now my next topic is colligative property. Well friends, now we see colligative properties. The properties that depends on the number of solute particle, not the nature of solute particle. And there are 4 types of colligative properties. First one is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Second one is elevation of boiling point. Third one is depression of freezing point. And fourth one is osmotic pressure. So friends, we will discuss one by one. So the properties that depend on number of solute particle, that does not depend on the nature of particle. So first we see relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure. Friends, before going through it, we should know many things. Number 1, कि suppose we add non-volatile solute to volatile solvent, then what happens? Its vapor pressure increases or decreases. So you think it over. Now we draw the diagram like that. Suppose water is there, only pure solvent is there, and in second case, the same solvent having non-volatile solute, you can say solid solute, say NaCl. NaCl is dissolved in pure water. So these are the 2 conditions. So now we observe what is the effect on vapor pressure of pure solvent and its now solution. So here you see, here all molecules are volatile, all having tendency to change into vapor. So vapor pressure is high, right? But in this case, some of the areas are occupied by non-volatile solute. Non-volatile solute means that cannot be changed into vapor phase. So evaporating surface area decreases after adding non-volatile solute. So its vapor pressure decreases. Vapor pressure decreases. So first colligative property is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Lowering of vapor pressure when we add non-volatile solute, then definitely there is decrease in vapor pressure due to that reason. So first we write, if we add non-volatile solute in solvent, then its vapor pressure decreases, right? Now according to Raoult's law, for solvent we are writing PA, partial vapor pressure of solvent, you can say. This is directly proportional to XA, or PA is equal to P naught A XA, right? Okay, or PA is equal to P naught A, you can write in the form of solute, mole fraction of solute. This is 1 minus XB. Now PA is equal to P naught A minus P naught XB. Okay, or you can write in this way, P naught B. So this is P naught A minus PA. This is equal to P naught XB. Now friends, this is lowering in vapor pressure. Lowering in vapor pressure. P naught A is the vapor pressure of pure solvent minus this is vapor pressure after adding some solute. So this is lowering of vapor pressure. Lowering of vapor pressure. Now in next step we can write P naught A minus PA upon P naught. Sorry, here A. P naught A, this is equal to XB. Now we see this is your relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure. This is lowering of vapor pressure. And this is pure vapor pressure of pure solvent. So you can say this is relative lowering of vapor pressure is equal to mole fraction of solute. So this is a formula. You always remember this, or you can elaborate this formula like that. P naught A minus PA upon P naught A. This is equal to mole fraction of solute. You can write in the form of mole, NB upon Na plus NB, or P naught A minus PA upon P naught A. This is relative lowering of vapor pressure is equal to NV upon Na, because NV is very very small in comparison to Na, number of mole of solvent, because we are studying the theory of dilute solution, right? NB. So NB is very very less in comparison to Na. Now you neglect it. This is P naught A minus PA upon P naught A. This is equal to NV. You can write in the form of weight and molar mass, WB upon MB. into Ma upon Wa, where these terms have usual meaning, as for example P naught A. P naught A, this is vapor pressure of pure solvent. PA, this is vapor pressure of solution. WB, weight of solute. MB, molar mass of solute. And similarly Ma, molar mass of solvent. And Wa, weight of solvent, right? So if some unknown quantity you have to find, then you can easily calculate by using this relation. Okay, now we see the next colligative property. Well friends, second colligative property is elevation of boiling point. So a student, the elevation in boiling point after adding some non-volatile solute in solvent. If we add non-volatile solute in solvent, say water, and if we add NaCl in that, this is non-volatile solute, so definitely its boiling point decreases. Why? So you think, what is boiling point? First one is boiling point. So the boiling point is temperature at which vapor pressure of solution or solvent equal to atmospheric pressure. As for example, suppose you take water in a pot. Now it has some vapor pressure. It's not equal to atmospheric pressure, and atmospheric pressure is also acts on water surface like that. Now if you heat the water, its vapor pressure gradually increases. Vapor pressure increases and increases like that. Increases after heating, because you are heating, that means you are increasing the vapor pressure. A time will come where vapor pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure, then there is no pressure at the surface of water. In this case, water begins to rise like that, and due to gravity it comes down. So the time it is called boiling of water, and temperature at which this situation occurs is called boiling point. Okay friends, so you always remember the temperature at which vapor pressure of solvent or solution is equal to atmospheric pressure is called boiling point of that solvent or solution. Now one more thing is there. If water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, right? But after adding some non-volatile solutes, its vapor pressure decreases already. So we have to supply some more heat to reach its boiling point. So I think it is clear for you that after adding some non-volatile solute, vapor pressure decreases. So definitely boiling point increases. Okay friends, now we observe it with the help of graph. The graph is this one. This is your vapor pressure axis. Vapor pressure is increasing, and it is vapor pressure equal to 1 atmospheric pressure. At this pressure, water begins to boil or any solid begins to boil. Now this is your solvent that having some vapor pressure. After adding some non-volatile solute, this is your solution. So definitely its vapor pressure decreases by adding some non-volatile solute. Now temperature is increasing. Now vapor pressure also increases, and it reaches to atmospheric pressure. Now solution begins to boil. So this is the boiling point of solution, and this is the boiling point of solvent. So definitely this increase delta TV, that is the increase in temperature, elevation in boiling point. This delta TV is the elevation in boiling point, and delta naught V is the boiling point of solvent, and TV is the boiling point of solution. So difference of these two is elevation in boiling point, and elevation of boiling point is directly proportional to molality of solution. Why molality? Why not molarity? Because molarity is temperature dependence, and here the process is heating. Solution is being heated, right? Now delta TV is equal to kBm, where kV is proportionality constant known as boiling point elevation constant, or molar elevation constant भी you can say. This is molar elevation constant, right? Now we see delta TV is equal to kBm, and you can elaborate or you can expand this equation. This is kV and m is molality. So molality is weight of solute upon molar mass of solute multiplied by 1000 upon weight of solvent in gram, right? So you remember this equation always to solve numerical problem. If one quantity is unknown, then you can calculate the quantity, Okay friends, so and kV value is given in examination, but you should remember 1 or 2. For water you have to remember this is 0.52, right? And SI unit is there, you can find the unit of kV. Okay friends, okay, now we see. Now my dear students, you see the problem related to elevation of boiling point. Boiling point of water at 750 mm HG is 99.63. How much sucrose is to be added to 500 gram of water such that it boils at 100 degrees Celsius? So first of all you calculate delta TV. Friends, if you have to find the difference between two temperatures, so whether it is in degrees Celsius or Kelvin, it doesn't matter, right? But my suggestion is to convert it into Kelvin, right? So delta TV, it's 100 degree Celsius minus 99.63 degrees Celsius, it is equal to 0.37 degrees Celsius. This is the elevation in boiling point after adding some amount of sucrose. But you have to find the amount of sucrose, Now write the formula. Delta TV is equal to kV into WV. into 1000 upon MB into WA, or this is, you have to find WB. So WB is equal to delta TB into MB into WA upon 1000 into KB, or KB value is 0.52. It is given WB is equal to 0.37 into MB molar mass, this is 342, and WA this is 500, and this is 1000 into KB value is 0.52. If you all calculate it, it will come 122 gram. This is mass of sucrose. Okay friends, so thank you very much. My next video is on next colligative property, depression of freezing point and osmotic pressure. Thank you very much.